early season schedule is 68 points in a And here is the legendary Tina season as Clark bounces. Boston. Here is Clark, finds some space.
Good ball.
Howard on the drive, gets by Walt.
wnbahighlightstoday the other night against Connecticut.
It'll be a fun matchup to watch as Haley Jones, the young stars here in this matchup. Jones in the WNBA a year ago as Clark. Leah Boston going in the second half. A lot of success against Indiana and her Kentucky pulling up over Wallace. And Mitchell putting on the move, finds some. Here is Howard, catch and shoot, averaging 22 a game against the Fevers. Has done that as Wallace from away. Coffee back on the attack, draws the
Benlay for Indiana, so definitely the.
Christie Side's gonna roll the dice. Mitchell drives inside, the left hand. Elsie Mitchell performance here in 2020, capable of. A lot of contact there. Corner, Wallace is wide open. Underhand pass, the step through. Fever offense humming here in the early going. Space on the perimeter. And
side, that's the one we've been talking about.
Worth watching as Powers lines up. Here is Parker Tyus going at Smith in the offseason. Clark catch and shoot, hits as Powers back on the seconds and three-pointers standings entering tonight.
Rolling out actions. Position inside.
On the Tanisha Wright to bring Parker Tyus up. And Hillman deep position, hangs. And in and out. And pass Samuelson again. To get her back from injury as Powers. She has some spades. Here to this down to 5. Wheeler pulls up and connect. Dangerfield giving chase. Hole beats order as Boston gets in. Dave from what we saw on Monday is how to 2. Boston spins, leaves it.
To a roll in the middle of the floor.
Powers deep position. Parker back. They look Boston's direction again. Last few possessions and she's 15 points in the first quarter. We had a parachute on the floor.
See that the official had inbounded the ball.
Rebound. It's Indiana's 6th.
There.
This is where Hillman is in the WNBA. And a 71.
And she's going to get more opportunities.
This Coffee checking back in. Boston extra pass. Wallace missing an inordinate. That's a travel.
A smart read by Boston to kick it.
Double. Boston will launch a 3 and handle it. Wheeler on the drive off balance. She'll step back 3. You bet. After the Howard driving on Mitchell, who stays with. Out of these small plays, the offensive for her seconds.
The floor.
Samuelson. Wallace on the attack.
And she is building on that tonight on the road. So they have been excellent.
Create. Step back. That's a 3. Gray finds some space on the. Wallace gets around.
And the ones that they have missed, which they.
Wheeler.
With Haley Jones running the point.
Not a lot of size. Need help. They'll all battle. Mitchell's done everything so far. That's a stop and go. Jittery. Different gears on that drive alone. That Smith spinning into a double team. Flip
post with 2 bigs.
Clark's trying to create on the drive. Scoop shot is good. Foul shooter to the line. Lack of participation has been a real story. Be done until the second half. Tracks it down and lays it in. So efficient. Parker Tyus.
Knocked off her spot. So there's lots of things that can happen when
it's top to bottom has been really good here to spinning, using the baseline.
Detail, but it matters.
Samuelson trying to hedge over that. Here's Powers pulling up from the mid-range.
Because that long reach.
Boston spinning, muscling. Double. That's a deep 2.
Good screens, half screens, use scout.
More Boston.
And she told me tonight.
Second half in Connecticut as we talk a few days later here to Indianapolis. Turns the corner and gets to Dangerfield, launches and hit in the first. They've outscored them by 3. To hoist. Oh, Mitchell. Boston. Gray on the attack off balance. Here's Smith working the baseline. Step.
You'd be in there for a while because a lot.
Here is Howard, an open 3. Rims
the door. It might be for you, Pat.
Howard maybe got away with a walk there. Coffee runs into Smith, turns it. Smith good position over top. The screen from Charles opens. Coffee. Get the chemistry flowing because players run into each other. So one to watch. She'll kick out an open 3. Here's where Jones is dangerous. Clark on the drive, gets to the rim, and as Jones back inside and step back 3. Rebound. Here is Parker Tyus.
Flip by Mitchell. What a great.
Howard gets Smith into the air. Hey, Boston ahead for Mitchell. Parker Tyus charging up, lobs it up. Smith draws the body.
Guy named John Nixon. If you have a crowd of 14,000 or more.
That's some intrepid reporting. You doing great with the shot clock winding down. Finds Park fence. Here's Wallace, finds some space. Shot rim of it. Here is Howard with a three. She can.
Very aggressive playing downhill. Very well executed.
Back to single digits for the first time since the first. And it's Powers with a steal. Howard trying to muscle her way and trying to drive around Howard. And Parker top. Beaver at 9 points. Back to Howard. She will launch and bury a three. And Wheeler turns, but an errant pass there from Wheeler. Back to back. Lexi Hull. Lexi on the floor as she knocks. Clark the kick out. Samuelson. Barry. Zest. Oh, nice find underneath. Signs her 27.
That was her mom and dad that saw it.
Cheering on. Edge. Howard just has to hoist.
Score. They're going to need.
Boston back for Clark. Shot second half. Boston spins. 18 points in that third quarter. And Parker traveling on Lexi Hull.
Another.
Far in the fourth. Gray, good position.
Good set right there by Tanisha Lewis.
Four here in the second half. Let's
see one possession of zone in the first.
Going. Clark launches. Taking in some fever basketball here is Haley.
Look at Boston really fighting for position.
Spins, floats it up, shot rims, double team, kick out hole. That's off. Two strong bigs and Parker top. Mitchell launches. That won't go. Launches and misses on a three.
Rebound.
Get him going. Mitchell on the drive, gets by Gray. Block. Mitchell catch and shoot. That won't go.
Very good doing this right here.
Gray gets inside, lays it in. Inside, Parker Tyus draws. Here, Tanisha Wright shaking things up. A ton of time to play. Diving into Coffee, spinning inside, got it to Mitchell. Scoreless in the second half. Big free. Gray tees up a three and buries in first half. Oh, Clark.
You're getting the switch off that screen.
Clark turns inside, hangs. Good. Howard, catch and shoot. Hits it. Indiana looks the direction of Boston. Watched by Wallace, way outside. Clark bounces. Boston the 5 minutes as Jones gets inside. Looks like you're pro out of Stanford. And 4 minutes left in the third. And that time. Gray, who left this game after a shot clock, will hit 0. Parker hits the deck, no whistle. Rebounds. Another shot clock violation. There's 16,000. Mitchell driving into traffic. Mitchell. Or she will launch, leave the. Mitchell gets in. Howard just throws up a
foul to get to the free throw line. Stop the.
And this defender, Ryan Howard. Boston working on Tyus. Spins.
Really good defender.
Inbound underneath. Take it into your own hands too much. And it's in the rebound. And how fit Atlanta and earn. As the Fever were going through that challenging second half in Connecticut, as we talked, was that would translate a few days later here to Indianapolis.
Coaching move.
Clark turns the corner and gets to.
Showing help on the weak side.
Dangerfield launches and hits. Outscored Atlanta by 9 in the first. They've outscored them by 3. Down to 3 seconds. Mitchell gonna have to hoist. Oh, Mitchell! He did not need to carry Indiana. Boston.
Number 10 and White.
Gray on the attack off balance.
Good job getting over the top of that screen.
There's Smith working the baseline. Step onto it. Indiana.
After the game, however, you'd be in there for a while because the line.
Game night or not, here is Howard, an open three. Rims
door, could be your back door. I don't know what door it might be for you, Pat.
Howard maybe got away with a walk there. Well, shot clock down to 8. Coffee runs into Smith, turns, and Clark sees 2, feeds in open Smith. Smith, good position over. Howard back up top. The screen from Charles opens. Coffee. And get their legs under them, some confidence, get the chemistry flowing because. Two dream players run into each other. So
side to side and get teams rotating.
Wallace has the matchup of Howard. It's one to watch. She'll kick out an open 3.
Boston almost got away with a foul there.
Here's where Jones is dangerous. Clark on the drive, gets to the rim, and so easy, so smooth. As Jones back inside and Clark, step back three. He got it to go. Hillman the offensive rebound. Here is Parker Tice.
Nice slip by Mitchell. What a great.
As Howard gets Smith into the air. Hank. Mitchell off to the races. Lost it. Boston ahead for Mitchell. Parker Tice charging for reinforcements. Lobs it up. Smith draws the body.
And I met the fire marshal. Guy named John Nixon. He's best year. They only had one fire marshal. If you have a crowd of 14,000 or more, Indiana Fever.
That's some intrepid reporting. You don't. Here's Alicia Gray with the shot clock winding down. Finds Parker. Indiana back on offense. Here's Wallace, finds some space. Shot rip. The size advantage goes to work. Spins out of it. Here is Howard with a three. She can.
Got to keep Atlanta in front right here. They have been very aggressive playing downhill. Green to isolate Boston. Very well executed.
Atlanta trying to get this back to single digits for the first time since the Clark inside. Too far for Boston. It's Powers with a steal. Challenge this year, the transition defense. Power trying to muscle her way in. Samuelson trying to drive around Howard and Parker Tice.
Second half.
Fever have 9 points to Boston. Parker Tice back to Howard. She will launch and bury a throw.
Patience.
And Wheeler turn. Indiana has kept this lead at double digits, but an errant pass there from Wheeler. Back to back. Goes behind the back and lost the handle. Lexi Hull. Lexi floor. Back on the floor and right back on the floor as she knocks. Clark, the 1 minute to go in the quarter. Wheeler, kick out. Samuelson, Barry. She is playing with a little extra birthday zest. Oh, nice find underneath.
Mom sent her a house plant.
Signs her 27. Oh, the fans here.
I'm sure it was her mom and dad that sent it.
Cheering on. Boston with a hard hedge. Howard just has to hoist.
And Boston and Mitchell did not score. They're going to need.
Boston back for Clark. Shot Boston trying to get her first points in the second half. Boston spins. Indiana just 14 points in that third quarter, and Parker clock down to 10. And traveling on Lexi Hull.
In the first half, she has not picked up another.
They've been held scoreless here so far in the fourth. Gray, good position.
In the bag, if you will, and that's a good set right there by Tanisha Lewis.
Indiana just 3 of 13 from the floor here in the second half. That's
Atlanta is playing downhill. We did see one possession of zone in the first.
In the second half. Can Clark get him going? Clark launches. That has Indiana ties. Taking in some Fever basketball here as Haley.
Look at Boston really fighting for position.
Further away from the hoop. Boston spins, floats it up, shot rims. Inbound Samuelson into a double team kick out hole. That's off. Boston there to meet her. Two strong bigs and Parker top now. Mitchell launches. That won't go. Wins the jump ball. With position. Coffee launches and misses on a three.
Recovery by Indiana to contest and rebound.
Ray. Can Clark get him going?
Already with 11 rebounds.
Mitchell on the drive, gets by Gray. Block.
A little contact.
Mitchell catch and shoot. That won't get
the point on the top of the floor. She's been very good doing this right here. Oh, they're not going to call it a landing.
Quarter. Clark driving on Gray, gets inside, lays it in. There with the Clark drive. Inside, Parker Tice draws, entering the night, 2 of 2 tonight. That coming off the bench for the first time this year. Tanisha Wright shaking things up. And they are down just a bucket here. And still a ton of time to play. Clark driving into Coffee, spinning inside, got it to Mitchell in the second half. Boston's been held scoreless in the second half. Big free. Gray tees up a three and buries. Win this a second time here after that brilliant first half. Oh, Clark.
Indiana goes to their horn series. They're getting the switch off that screen.
Pushing the pace after an Indiana stop. Clark turns inside, hangs. Good
Different views over there.
Howard, catch and shoot. Hits a half foul trouble. Indiana looks the direction of Boston.
Execution.
Howard being watched by Wallace way outside.
And Howard, shoot till your arm falls off.
Clark bounces, Boston, this 24 points in 25 minutes as Jones gets inside. 57% free throw shooter. Looks the rebounds. Second-year pro out of Stanford. And Jones by 16 with about 4 minutes left in the third. And that time. Gray, who left this game after
off the flare.
And the shot clock will hit 0. On the rim, and Boston pulled it down. Parker hits the deck, no whistle. Boston now with 25 points, 12 rebounds. Here is Coffey. It's another shot clock violation. Short advantage, but it is different this year. There's 16,000. 90 seconds left. Mitchell driving into traffic. Mitchell
Have been at the free throw line.
Where she's Coffey. Back screen for Howard. She will launch. Leave the. Back. Oh, Mitchell with the steal. Mitchell gets in. Howard just throws up a.
The veteran Ryan Howard draws the foul to get to the free throw line. Stop it here.
And the game clock. And his best defender, Ryan Howard. Hey, Samuelson inside. Boston working on Tyus. Spins. Won it.
And gets Wheeler in the game. A really good defender.
Inbound underneath. You let the players play, or at least don't take it into your own hands too much. And that won't fall. Boston the rebound. And how fit by the furious push from Atlanta and earn